If you don't have conflict in relationships, it's pretty boring. I mean, who wants to see a couple sit around a table and drink milk all day and say, "I love you, honey"?
Totally.
I like to
Totally.
say, I mean, I like to say, "I love you, honey," after I've had a plate thrown at my head.
This is the definition of star-studded in one room. I want to back up a bit and start with the series, although compliments abound, abound, abound. Texas is famous for iconic series from Dallas to Friday Night Lights to the recently viral The Hunting Wives. So what is particularly viral about Landman Season 2?
Geez, I mean, look, I think that what's interesting is the characters in our show, you know, I mean, and that there's so many different tones within our show. So you have the comic relief, you have the action, you have a deep drama. We have like beautiful emotional scenes. There's scenes that are raw and vulnerable. And then, you know, across from that, you have, you know, the show just kind of goes on this roller coaster in and out of different feelings. And I think that that's what makes our show so special, is that Taylor's able to write that. And when he writes, you know, when he writes a show, he knows how he's going to edit it. So he has a very clear vision with how he sees things. And I think that's, you know, the through line of it is that he knows really how it all is going to work together and what, you know, an audience's appetite is.
We're dealing with, you know, a very particular little part of Texas that has such a texture, which is, you know, we're in Fort Worth and the Permian Basin, which is kind of the world that we're set in, and it's just, you know, it's got a special, you know, combination of that I think really translates.
Taylor has a way. I mean, there's some innate thing in him that he knows how to strike a nerve with people, and he writes beautiful stuff. We go out there and just do it. You know, I mean, there's not a lot of a forethought into what we do in this show. I mean, we really know what the story is, know who the characters are, and we try to do it as naturally as possible. And as Ali said, he writes so many different types of things within one thing, and I think it's why it became a success, because it literally has every human emotion and condition in it. You know, you go from emotion to humor to drama to danger to absurdity. You know, it's all the things, and all the things we experience in life every day. And I believe that's why it became a hit internationally as opposed to where we thought it was going to, which was the middle of the country over in North America, you know.
Right. And I mean, your characters particularly strike that balance of intensity and humor. By God, you are hilarious, folks.
Thank you.
Who did you draw on in real life to develop these characters of Tommy and Angela?
Well, I don't think we drew on anything. That's just kind of what we are. I mean, honestly, I can't take a lot of credit. I mean, Taylor wrote a beautiful thing, and he knew my voice, and he wrote it in my voice, so he kind of gets who I am. So I just go to work and act like I do in any given day.
And I think with this couple, like Taylor definitely wanted to bring some of like the old Hollywood romance. That banter is in our show. And so that's kind of throwback, but we're doing it like, you know, in this present day show. So you can kind of feel that in the way that he wrote it. And that it was also, you know, our relationship in the first season was like they were just fighting all the time. And that's just not interesting for me to play, nor for Billy. So it was like, how are we filling in the gaps? And that's what I think like lifts, you know, our like this relationship off the page and makes it so special for people, is that they love each other for their flaws and they're really showing each other, you know, will you love me if you see all of me? And they make each other laugh. It's just like this kind of very robust relationship.
And you know what it really is? I mean, if you look back through movie history, what Taylor's done in the writing and what the chemistry between us became, you know, instantly. We're, in a way, the modern day Texas version of Bogey and Bacall or Traci and Hepburn. I mean, that's really kind of what it is. If you look back at those movies, they did it in a more film noir way, you know, especially Bogart and Bacall, you know. But in this particular setting, that's kind of what he set up. And it's kind of who we are. And because if you don't have conflict in relationships, it's pretty boring. I mean, who wants to see a couple sit around a table and drink milk all day and say, "I love you, honey"?
Totally.
I like to say,
Totally.
I mean, I like to say, "I love you, honey," after I've had a plate thrown at my head.
Yeah.
You talk about too about how like life is absurd, and that how the show, like, honestly, like you know, sometimes it's like you put us in these like scenes where we know it's heightened and it's for comic relief, and other times it's like these raw, vulnerable moments, and it's the same thing.
Absolutely.
You never get to see that. Like, that's the difference in our show.
Tell me about working with your mega talented co-stars, Larter and Billy Bob Thornton. Are there any fun stories you can share from being on set with them?
You know, obviously for Cammie, there's so much, in particular in this season, because she's grieving so deeply, that many of my scenes were alone or with Billy dealing, you know, with trying to do everything we can not to lose the company. We have such an incredible group that it is such a joy, and you know, we enjoy spending time when we're not working, being together, going out, doing things, and I think that really actually comes through on screen.
It looks like good food and alcohol.
I mean, most times after work, we all like roll to Billy's trailer and just have like a beer at the end of the day, a recap, you know, because, you know, it's like 14-hour days and we're all in it. And, you know, sometimes it's really long or challenging in different ways. So we usually just all have a minute together, whether it's like Jacob, Michelle, you know, Demi, like, you know, always James Jordan, like, you know, everyone's kind of coming through. We really like to be together and recap our days at the end of it. We definitely hit the Bowie House a bit.
Yeah, definitely hit the Bowie House.
Definitely hit the Bowie House.
What is the Bowie House?
Bowie House is in Fort Worth. It's a hotel, but the bar there is awesome. And
It's a great bar.
And they've become, you know, our place there, you know.
Well, it's in the show, the first episode.
Yeah, it's in the show a couple
It's
of
the
times.
first episode is the Bowie, so we actually hang out there. We love it.
I was really fascinated by your dynamic between Cammie and the young women in episode 1. Can you take some time to remind us why it's important to depict female characters of this age and particularly power on screen?
I mean, I think I really have to give all the credit to Taylor Sheridan, his incredible sensitivity to the nuances of female dynamics, and at the same time, doing it, you know, I certainly haven't ever experienced anything that overt, but him taking something that has a real truth and then, you know, heightening it so that it's something that we all can relate and connect to. You know, and also just him showing women of a certain age with such vitality. That it isn't, you know, that we as we age we're becoming less. He's actually showing that we are quite powerful, and that we have a lot to say and a lot to do.